to this computer. Okay, so this week's product knowledge, and I thought I would be able to actually take off my makeup and talk skincare, but because I have a Color Street silly shenanigan party that I have to do after, I have to stay in my makeup. But we are going to talk skincare. We're going to talk the cleanser, the daytime moisturizer, and the evening moisturizer, the basic three, and also the different skin type lines. So that's all of the product knowledge. So to go hand in hand with your weekly challenge for the week to earn entries into the giveaway, it is getting, I would suggest a group of 5, but getting a group of women, it can be 3 or 5, but get a group of women together to do a skincare accountability group. So this is a challenge that it's this week's challenge, but it's going to kind of drag on for a few weeks because you need to get the group of women, you need to figure out their skin types, send them their samples. Don't fall over, Ryla. Don't tip over. Say hello. That little hand. Did you do that or did she do that? No! Hi, Rylan. Oh my gosh. So cute. All right. Getting Brenda let in. Hello, Brenda. Welcome, welcome. Oh, it's still connecting to her audio. I'll let it connect. Hello, welcome.
Hello. I had the wrong thing in, so.
No worries at all. I'm just explaining this week's challenge for the week is, since we're talking about the skincare and the basic cleanser, daytime moisturizer, evening moisturizer, what I'm challenging you guys to do this week is to get samples into a group of women's hands. And so getting a group of like 3 women or 5 is the ideal number. They say when you have 5 women together in a group, they're more likely to buy things than if you have 4 and then if you have 6. So 5 is the magic number, but don't panic if you only have 4 or 6 or 3. Just getting the women is the most important part. So get your women together and then give them the skincare evaluation. So I'll post the link to that in case you don't know what that is. Her face, she's so adorable. She is precious right now, Kobe. So I'll post the link.
She hears you every once in a while. She'll put this in her ear and she hears your voice. And so
she's like, what? Who is that? Hi, Rylan. Hi, pretty girl. Hi. Oh, she's like, she's loud. Take her out. So you're going to have those women just take the quiz. And once they click through the quiz, it will tell them if they're dry, normal to oily, or oily to acne. We don't have samples of our oily to acne line. So if you have anybody that gets that result, you just put them on the normal to oily line and let them know that we do have the oily to acne line available. They just might not, you just can't, there aren't samples of it because there's so many active ingredients in it. We don't make samples of it. So that is the first part of the challenge, is to get women to take the quiz and to send them samples. This is like a no-no, but you're not allowed to charge for samples, but you are allowed to charge for shipping and handling. So I charge a $10 shipping and handling when I send out samples, because I send the beauty book. I send like a little headband so that they can wash their face. I send like a little makeup eraser cloth that I get off of Amazon for like $1. And then I send 2 strips of the skincare samples. Hi, Barbara. Well, you're connecting to audio, so no worries, but I see you there. I'll give her like 2 seconds to connect to audio. It always takes longer than you think it's going to. Maybe. Okay, so I send them 2 skincare samples, a whole climate control strip. I used to send the remover, the Foops remover, but that's out right now, so I don't send that. So then I replace it with like the facial resurfacer. There, she's connected to audio. Hey, Barbara. Welcome,
Hey.
welcome. I will backtrack in 2 seconds and catch you up. And so 2 strips of the skincare, 1 strip of climate control, 1 resurfacer, the lip balm and lip smooth combo together. And those are the 5 that I sent. So Barbara, the challenge this week, since we're talking skincare, is to get a group of women, ideally 5, to take the skincare quiz and send them samples. And I was saying, I don't charge for my samples because we're not allowed to charge for samples, but I charge for shipping and handling. And so then I charge them $10, and I can even post a picture of all the samples that I send. So it's this week's challenge to find the women, get them to take the quiz and order the samples. That is like the part of the quiz, and the quiz, I have trouble with words today, you guys. That is the challenge. Then I am more than happy to help you guys once those samples arrive. If you don't feel comfortable talking about our skincare, if you want to set up a Zoom with me and the ladies that you get to try the skincare samples, I am more than happy to come in and help and talk skincare. So you just need to do the legwork, find the group of 5 or group of 3 or whatever it is, get them to take the quiz, figure out their skin type, and order the samples. That is this week's challenge. And then we'll go from there. So we good on this week's challenge? Yes. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Of course, you can do multiple groups. If you have like 2 groups of 5 that are interested, I would break them up as opposed to doing like a big group of 10. I would just split them up into 2, but get as many women as you want. Your goal is 5, but shoot for the stars. Like, don't stop once you have 5. The more, the merrier. In separate skincare groups, we'll just clump them together. And Barbara knows, she's done this as a customer of mine. And so I'm going to unmute you, or ask you to unmute Barbara, so you can kind of talk about just how it was kind of meeting the different women and kind of learning about the skincare.
It was nice, and everyone exchanged ideas and different things. But the cool thing was the skincare classes that you did and went over different products on a weekly basis. That was really, really beneficial. I think the skincare class is a really good thing.
Totally. And so in our Zooms with the groups of women, I wouldn't do like a big skincare, but we'll have before we meet with them. And this is going to take a while. This is why this is not just like a 1 week wham bam, thank you. You got to get the women, get them their samples, because then my goal is that you front load. Kobe, congratulations. Whoop, whoop. She already front loaded, so she got her points in. But if you're front loading, you get those samples in your front loading order before the 7th, because that's the cutoff date for your front load to count for a point this month. So get those women, get them to take the quiz. You still have 4 more days, and then order their samples in with your front load. Senegence is taking 20 years to mail packages these days. So
oh my gosh, I ordered on Monday and it still hasn't been completed to ship.
I know.
Wow.
They're so behind. They're behind from the snowstorm. And then I don't know what happened. They had 2 snowstorms in a row. They had like a freeze, and then it went better, and then they had another freeze. And then something weird happened in the warehouse, because then they were like, maybe we shift to California again and ship from California. And so it is a disaster. And I am just telling all of my customers. And the good news is USPS is also a disaster. So it's not just Senegence. So people are like, they're annoyed, but they're like, I get it. Like, shipping's just a mess everywhere. So just be upfront and honest with them. Like, hey, I'm going to order you your skincare samples. It might take them a week to 2 weeks to get to me, which normally we wouldn't quote that long, but just pad your time. And then once you have the samples and you're getting ready to send them out, message me and we'll figure out when we can do a Zoom. And yeah, Barbara, I can't like recreate the full classes, but I will have you ask your customers what's 1 or 2 products that they're most interested in learning about, and then I can hit on those products.
Okay.
So
luckily for me, I kind of stocked up on my samples because I was getting ready to push and do skincare stuff. So I think I have a good supply. I've kind of been disconnected lately. My world's been turned upside down with my son and grandkids and everybody being here, and just kind of crazy.
Yep, no, it happens. Life happens. So, but I'm glad you have samples, because then you can still do this challenge and you don't have to stress about the front load. The front load's always a bonus, but I'm glad you have the samples so you can still do this challenge. So I will help you guys with this, but now I want to start product knowledge and start getting things into your brain. I didn't actually bring my products. I have all of them there, but you guys know what they look like. You guys aren't newbie enough that I need to actually get my products. But the first thing I would recommend you doing is printing this. Find this graphic and print it. And if I need to post it in VIP, or not VIP, that's my other group, in Mafia, I will. This is the best way to explain how our skincare is different. Because everybody wants to know, like, well, why? What makes yours different? And you can be like, it just is, and it works. And you can talk about the Cineplex complex, but this is the Cineplex complex. So when we talk about the kinetic enzyme that rushes new skin cells to the surface quicker, that's what this is. So this is normal dead skin up here, flaky, dry cornflakes that nobody wants anything to do with. So most people just exfoliate to try to get rid of that, but that's not it's just taking away a little layer of it. It's not actually fixing the problem. With Senogens, what's happening, and like Climate Control, Senoserum C, the products that really penetrate deep, deep, deep into the pores with their small little molecules, they then are pushing new skin cell, the grapes, up to the surface even faster, so that this is naturally going away even quicker. And then the raisins are now your top layer. So then when the raisins are your top layer, this is where all of the moisturizing benefits of our lotions come into play, because, and also the Climate Control, which we're not even talking Climate Control today, but the Climate Control, have you seen it where they take a raisin and they soak a raisin in Climate Control and it totally plumps up? So then even though the raisins are the top layer, they're plumpier raisins that look more like grapes. So you can't promise people that you're going to give them grape skin again, because they're not going to be 18. That's just not how it works. But you can make their cornflakes go away by pushing new skin cell to the surface quicker and then helping plump up these, also with gentle, light, weekly exfoliation. So does that graphic make sense, and how to explain this graphic to people?
Would you mind sharing it, or at least tell us where to find it? Because I've never seen it anywhere.
Totally,
Other
I
than
will
yours.
post it. Yeah, I've got the picture. Let me just start to make my list of, because I always feel like I get off of these things and I'm like, what am I going to post in the group? She's stealing your headphones. Rylan, don't steal mommy's headphones. She needs
if
them.
I can just like kind of go back over what you said. The top layer, because I do have that graphic somewhere. The top layer, that's like when you exfoliate, that's what comes off. But then if you're not doing anything else afterwards, then it's not helpful.
It's just going to come back. That flakiness is just going to keep coming back. It might look really great for a day or two, but you're not addressing the flakiness.
Right, got it. Which, side note, I used the resurfacer like 2 days ago, and then obviously do my, I love it. Do my moisturizer afterwards, and right when you put it on, it's just like, it's just so smooth. It's just so smooth.
So smooth, totally. And that's, so that's like the resurfacer, but then all the other aspects of driving the grapes up and plumping up the raisins is also how to talk about it. So
I have a question.
Absolutely, ask away.
And it's about skincare, but it's personal too. I just finished my first set of, or I'm at the very end of my cleanser and night cream and daytime at the end. And I am breaking out like crazy. Is my skin changed and I need to change to normal to dry? I mean, it is just insane. My nose is going crazy and up in here.
So that to me looks like maskne. Are you wearing a mask more than normal?
No, I haven't. Actually, with the freeze and everything, I've kind of really slacked off a great deal and then picked back up with just cleansing my skin and moisturizing.
Okay, because
I'm
right
breaking out.
around there is mask. Because when I go away for weekends,
I got you. That mask. I'm thinking
Yes.
of mask like put on.
No, like a legit like pandemic mask.
Yeah, because all the traveling I've been doing, that may be the thing.
Yeah. So if it were elsewhere, I would say we could talk about other things. I think it's going to be your mask. So making sure that you're washing or replacing your mask daily, regularly, as often as possible. And just knowing that it's creating a more humid environment. So all of a sudden you're creating a tropical rainforest on your skin that it's not used to. So no, I don't think your skin is changing. I think you're suffering from maskne right now.
Okay.
Is a common thing we're all kind of battling. Clients that have this issue, tell them to wash their masks daily. I have really heard good things about people using our body wash for their masks. Also using our body wash as a face, like a cleanser. I have not tried that yet, so I'm not gonna say recommend that, but using our body wash to wash their masks, because it's gentle enough that it's not gonna be abrasive like a Tide or nobody would wash it in Clorox, but like you wanna make sure you're washing your mask in something gentle, that it's not gonna then cause your skin to have a reaction. Also, I just chatted with a client today, and I'm just gonna point it out. Kobe has great skin. And oh, she just changed. I was gonna say, look how she's sitting. She has her hands on her face. No, she's not sitting like this. That's a huge culprit of breakouts on the chin. And I think that a lot of people blamed the masks, but I think Zoom meetings are causing people to sit more, and I'm trying not to touch my face. I think it's causing more of that, which is oily crap on your hands. It's causing bacteria and all of that. So I wouldn't stress about it too much, Barbara. What I would say is add in a little bit of Spot On with your evening moisturizer, and that'll clear up all that bacteria. But for me, I cannot use Spot On by itself. Like if I use Spot On by itself, it is going to dry out my whole face and almost cause like a rash because it dries it out so extreme. So if you have somebody like with me with sensitive skin, have them mix it in with their evening moisturizer. And even at that, I don't sleep in it. I put it on like at tonight. So it's early here in Vegas. I would then wash my face, put Spot On with my nighttime moisturizer, keep it on for like 4 or 5 hours. And then I would wash my face, Climate Control, and normal evening moisturizer. So there's some tricks around that, but play with Spot On as well, just for right now. Change out your mask. Make sure you're drinking enough water to try to help with that. But no, I don't think that you're having a reaction or changing your skin to that. Cool. Everybody good with this and the basic of this? I will post it and we will get there. Okay, so we've talked about the Cineplex complex. We've talked about Nu Skin. So now the 4 different skincare lines, super important. Kind of Barbara was kind of hitting on it. So we have the dry, normal to dry, normal to oily, oily to acne. We already talked about the oily to acne doesn't have samples available, but you would give them the normal to oily lines. There is the quiz. I will post that with the graphic. So I will post quiz link as well. Have them take it. You guys, when they get their answers, it's like tropical flower, desert flower. It doesn't say dry, normal to dry, normal to, but like, you know, the different lines based upon like what it's telling them. So they're going to be like, I'm a desert flower. And you're like, okay, you're dry. Or I'm a tropical something, normal to oily. I don't even know what the normal to dry one is. I guess I need to take the quiz, but just use your brain and figure out based upon their funky answer what they are. Let them know for their samples, this is a starting off point. This is not end all be all. A lot of people, so let's talk about just the cleanser. So our 3-in-1 cleanser, it cleanses, it tones, and it hydrates. I thought it also exfoliated. I'm looking at my notes and now I'm questioning myself. 3-in-1 cleanser, I thought part of the 3 was exfoliating.
I think so. Cleanse, tone, exfoliate. I thought.
Yeah.
So
Why do I have hydrate?
I know for sure the normal to oily does because it has the little has the volcanic ash in it. That's what I use.
And the dry line has what they call the pillow-like moisturizing beads. I'm going to look that up in the beauty book, or everybody has a beauty book link. See what the third thing is, what the 3-in-1 is. But I don't have to use a toner now that I use our skincare line. I've used a toner my whole life, and now I don't have to because of the combination of our cleanser and Climate Control kind of acting also as a toner for me. I just don't need that in my life anymore. So cleanse, tone, hydrate, and or exfoliate is your third option of the 3-in-1. I don't know why I can't find my easy link to the beauty book. There we go. Okay, it's pulling up.
The beauty book says cleanse, tone, hydrate.
Okay, that's where these are my, so Barbara, you've heard all this. These are my Dermaversity notes from when I did skincare school. I was like, I have all these notes. I'm not reinventing the wheel. I'm pulling these notes back out. Okay, so it does cleanse, tone, and hydrate, but we also do know that there is a gentle exfoliation in the normal to oily line because of the small amounts of volcanic ash that are in there.
And then that's also in the dry line. The sponge-like pillows exfoliate skin. So those two lines have like an exfoliant in it.
A little bit of an exfoliant in them. Yep. Thank you for looking that up for me. The dry line with the little pillows, not a lot of people love them. So just tell them they really have to, and I hate to say like work them in, but to get them to burst is basically what I say. They really have to make sure that they're really getting like a good, and I hate to say rub because you don't want people tugging on their face, but like a good lather. And I don't know, I just thought about this. Maybe they put it in their hand and they lather it up in their hand and break those little pillows and then cleanse. I literally just thought of that. So I stopped using the dry line because my skin did change, Barbara, from not being in the pool at La Rev anymore. So I'm now on the normal to dry line because I'm not around chlorine that's drying out my skin as much as I used to be. But do you still use the dry line, right?
I do. I don't like it, but I do it.
Yeah.
But when I'm leaning over the sink in the water, I constantly rub and gently rub, and they do finally go away. What I really don't like is when they get in my mouth. For whatever reason, one always inevitably gets in my mouth. It's just gross. But
you're like, I don't want these little pillows.
Burst and blend in.
Right. Yeah. So just explain that to people and be honest. I found when you're honest with people, then they're going to be honest about their feedback. If you're just like, I love everything, they're not going to be honest. So if you're like, hey, the dry line has a bit of an interesting feature to it. It has what they call pillow-like exfoliant moisture beads or whatever you want to say they are. And be honest and be like, not everybody loves them. So if you like the idea of a cleanser, we can always switch you to the normal to dry cleanser. It's very user friendly. It is just like your base of the line, a cleanser. It suds up, it foams, it does all of the things it needs to. And so that would be one item that they would jump onto. And so, yep.
Because and I know I do this, and you might touch on this later, because you can purchase everything separately. They can do the dry moisturizer. Like my evening, I do normal to oily for cleanser in daytime. And then I do normal to dry for evening, just because it's so dry here and I need the extra moisture. And I tried the normal to oily one evening on my face from a sample, and I was like, I don't like it.
Totally. So, and yes, they can mix and match. So also, if they're taking the quiz and they're like, I don't know, I got tropical flower or normal to oily, but I feel like my skin's really dry. Send them one sample of normal to oily and one sample of normal to dry so they can actually see the difference themselves. And that's not a terrible idea to do for everybody. Just chat with your girls that you're finding to be your skincare participants and have them be honest with you and have them take the quiz and then be like, do you feel like your skin is mostly normal to oily, or do you feel like there's moments that it's dry, and just balance that out. Because yeah, you can absolutely mix and match. Another thing that the cleanser does is it restores your pH balance while removing oil and dirt and bacteria. So that's another thing that our skincare line does really well. It helps balance people's skin. So it will make their skin the same pH throughout the day. So you'll find that people who feel like during the day their face gets more dry, they're going to notice that less by using our line. And the reverse, people who feel like in the afternoon they turn into a grease ball, they're going to notice that their skin's going to balance out. That pH is going to balance out when they're using our skincare and our makeup. So that is the 3-in-1 cleanser. Do we feel good about cleanser? It is $30 also. So get that brain. My words, you guys, so hard today. Get that price stuck in your brain that the cleanser is $30. So it is also the cheapest skincare item that we have. So a great place for people to kind of start. It also lasts forever. So that is your 3-in-1 cleanser. Next, we move into the daytime moisturizer, which is lightweight and provides a mechanical shield. So y'all know what a mechanical shield is, right? Do we need to hit on them? I'm going to say it just because in case anybody's watching this on the replay. So a mechanical shield is basically a barrier, a shield that is going to be on your face that is going to give you the benefits of the benefit of an SPF 15, but without the chemicals of sunscreen. So you're getting the benefit of that, but you're not using the chemicals of sunscreen. Also, a mechanical shield protects your skin against free radicals and urbanization. And most of the people don't care about free radicals, which they should, because that's what causes aging. But most people care about urbanization and pollution and smog and crap being in the air. That mechanical shield is creating a barrier so that less smog and pollution and crap is able to absorb into your pores. So also, and this is just a side note for you guys in your brains, don't overwhelm your customers. So when they use moisturizer and CCTM layered on top of one another, they then are getting a mechanical shield equivalent to 30. They're also getting double the protection from the urbanization. So now, Barbara, question for you. When you were traveling, were you wearing makeup? You were. Okay. I didn't know if maybe you weren't wearing makeup and maybe your skin got a little bit more like congested with a bunch of crap in it while you were traveling. That's what I was trying to think about.
I didn't wear makeup the week we had no power for 4 days. That was
right. Such a joy. Such a joy. The daytime moisturizer has an airless pump, so they're going to get every last drop of product. It is $50 and lightweight. That's the biggest thing you want to push about the daytime moisturizer. It's a lightweight moisturizer. So you don't want them feeling like it shouldn't feel heavy. It shouldn't feel crazy hydrating, if that sounds right, because you don't want them to feel oily and gunky before they're going to do their makeup. So it's a lightweight moisturizer for their face. Good on daytime? And then we move into the evening moisturizer, which is everybody's cup of tea. Everybody loves the evening moisturizer because it is so hydrating. So the reason why it's so hydrating is it's got extra Cineplex complex in it. So they've got extra anti-aging, extra goodness that's going to soak down to those bottom layers of your skin and push the grapes up and get rid of all the cornflakes. And it's extra concentrated. So when something is extra concentrated, they're able to pack more of it into a molecule, which means it's going to be able to go deeper into your skin before it kind of gets broken apart. And it's thicker, so it's a thicker cream. It's going to feel heavier, but that is going to create more protection on their skin for overnight and for sleeping. So those are your big three that we are going to hit on today, because I don't want to overwhelm. I want you to be able to retain it. So when you're trying to find your skincare participants, start talking to them about, I'm going to be sending you samples of our cleanser, our daytime moisturizer, our evening moisturizer. You can also say our climate control and our lip balm stuff. And you can start to talk about the cleanser, the daytime and the evening, because now you kind of have some verbiage and you can tell them what they're getting ahead of time or what they would be getting if they decide to jump in on your skincare participation. And then you feel a little bit more prepared to answer any questions. But then, like I said, come getting them to get the samples and sending those samples to them. I am more than happy to jump in your groups and help you guys with that and inform beyond those three that we just talked about. Cool.
Is the evening also 50?
Evening is 60. Yep. So then the whole line is 140. Did I just do that math right? Yes, I think so. Yeah. And then right. I usually, if they're going to buy the whole line, I will give them the full 15% off and I'll do it for 125. If they're going to buy the big three and they're going to do it all, I will give them, that is just me, but you don't have to do that. But I generally do that. Also, if they're going to participate and they're going to pay $10 to join, another option is tell them they can use that $10 towards product at the end of it, or that $10 will then unlock extra savings once they finish their samples. So, and again, you don't have to do any of those. You guys know me. I'm like, I want a deal. So I always try to do some sort of a bribery deal with my skincare people. Cool.
Yep. Also, the evening moisturizer lasts a long time.
Yeah, it really does. And they don't need to use much because that comes in a jar. So be careful that they're not like scoop, like they just need to do a little bit, teeny tiny bit. Yeah, little dots on your face. Oh, she's so cute. I know nobody got to do their welcome video and it happened. I did mine. I didn't post it, but I did mine. So I did my welcome video. It will post once I get my frequently asked question things. I encourage you guys to still do those items whenever you have time or can do them. Just because I was thinking about our VIP groups. They're like our store. And if your store is disorganized and doesn't have clear signage and doesn't have a welcome mat at the door or somebody greeting your clients when they come in, why would they shop in your store? So think about that. I also was thinking about that in scheduling my posts. That's like me scheduling employees and making sure that I always have somebody there to entertain and like, so think about your VIP group as your store. And once you start to shift your brain about that, to me, I was like, oh gosh, like this is my baby. I need to make sure that it's clean and organized and streamlined and fun and informational. And there's always posts because there's always a sales associate available. Like just think about it that way. And that's really helped me kind of be more motivated to clean it up because I've had my group for 4 years and I still don't have great albums, but I'm working on that. And this welcome video I just created, I'm excited to post it, and a new wow video. And so go back and look at the tasks if you haven't done some of them and do them. Don't forget this week is your opportunity to front load to earn an extra entry. And I'm leaving town tomorrow, but if you do want to schedule a one-on-one with me, shoot me a message and we can do it next week when I get back into town and we can game plan things for your business. Cool? Any questions, thoughts, concerns? No? Awesome. Well, I
did have one question.
Yes.
The best way to get people to, hey, you took my microphone, be involved in the skincare thing.
Personal messaging is going to be a great one. I mean, I know you're posting a lot about the March Madness stuff right now in your group. So I post the picture of all the free samples that I'm going to get. And I say, you know, anybody looking to, you know, try new skincare, and I can even post the verbiage, or looking for 4 to 5 people to help me out and test our skincare line. And so different things. I will also say post graphic, post verbiage. I am a big fan of asking for help. Hey, would you be willing to help me out? You can either say doing a team challenge, or I'm needing to find 4 women to try out our skincare for a week. And there's absolutely no pressure to buy. It's $10 just for me to get you all of the goodies. And then you try it out for a week or 4 to 5 days, and then you give me your honest feedback. So that always works well for me, just because people want to help. Not a lot of people are like, oh yeah, there will be out of 20 people, 1 person that's like, oh, my skincare sucks. But most people are like, I have stuff, I'm fine. So asking for help and asking them to just try it for a few days and give them your honest feedback is a great way to get them to open up the door so you can start to sneak in. Cool. Eating. I love it. Now she's feeding you. All right, you guys, if you don't have any other questions, I am going to jump off of here and go pack. So have a wonderful week. Let me know how the skincare things go. Get your front load orders in, and I will see you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.